In our life, we have noticed that in the adolescent stage, our body undergoes various changes in both males and females. At a particular time in males, we can observe their voice cracks, mustaches, and their beard also starts growing, right? Do you think that in our normal life, why do these changes happen? What is the need for this change and what makes this change in our body? Before starting the session, let us recall the endocrine system. The endocrine organs helps in regulating the various physiological processes of our body. In the previous video, we had studied the hormones secreted by the pineal gland, thyroid, parathyroid gland, thymus and the adrenal glands. Now, let us see some other glands and their hormones. Do you know the scientific details of diabetes mellitus? Can you guess the hormone which is responsible for this disease? Can you name the organ that secretes the hormone? Don't worry, we will find answers to these questions now. When the pancreas gland either produces insufficient amounts of the hormone, insulin, or when the body has trouble using the gland, that individual may develop diabetics. We can start learning more about pancreas. It is located inside your abdomen, just behind your stomach. The pancreas produces pancreatic juices called enzymes during the digestion. And these enzymes are responsible for the breakdown of sugars, fats, and starches. The pancreas is called a composite or a mixed gland because it acts as both exocrine and endocrine gland. The pancreas gland consists of islets of Langerhans. The normal human pancreas contains 1 to 2 million islets of Langerhans, which represents only 1 to 2% of the pancreatic tissues. Let us check the features of the islets of Langerhans now. Islets of Langerhans consist of two types of cells, alpha cells and beta cells. Alpha cells secretes a hormone called glucagon and beta cells secrete insulin hormone. What are the functions of these hormones? Let us find out. Glucagon is a peptide hormone. It plays a significant role in maintaining the normal blood glucose levels. Glucagon acts mainly in the liver cells called the hepatocytes and it stimulates the glycogenolysis. So what is glycogenolysis? It is the process of glycogen breakdown that leads to hyperglycemia. This is the condition of increased sugar levels in the blood. Glucagon also stimulates another process which is gluconeogenesis. It is the process of synthesizing new glucose from non-carbohydrate precursors that also leads to hyperglycemia and it also reduces cellular glucose uptake and utilization which leads to the increased sugar levels in the blood. Hence, glucagon is called a hyperglycemic hormone. Next, we shall discuss about insulin. At the beginning of this session, I asked a few questions regarding diabetics, right? Here are the answers to those questions. Our body has a normal level of glucose. If the glucose level is not maintained, then it will alter the entire body's homeostasis. Insulin is a peptide hormone secreted by the beta cells of the pancreas. It plays an important role in the regulation of glucose homeostasis, that's the process of blood sugar regulation. Insulin acts mainly on hepatocytes and cells of adipose tissues, which are called adipocytes. It enhances the cellular glucose uptake and utilization, leading glucose to move rapidly from blood to hepatocytes and adipocytes. Do such movements show any fluctuations in internal reactions? Of course, yes. This causes decreased sugar levels in the blood and results in hypoglycemia. So we can say that if an individual is said to be hypoglycemic, this means that a person with low blood sugar and an individual with high glucose level in blood is termed as hyperglycemia. If hyperglycemia is untreated and prolonged, it leads to a complex disorder called diabetic mellitus. Diabetic mellitus is associated with the excess loss of glucose through urine and also leads to the formation of harmful compounds called the ketone bodies. Hence, insulin therapy is one of the best methods to treat diabetic patients. Another function of insulin is that it stimulates glycogenesis. For a better understanding, we should know the definition of glycogenesis. It is the process of conversion of glucose to glycogen. We can infer that the glucose conversion is initiated by the insulin. Insulin and glucagon both plays a major role in glucose homeostasis in the blood. Now, let us discuss the male and female sex hormones. The testis in humans secretes the male hormones. A pair of testes is present in the scrotal sac, which is outside the abdomen of every male individual. The testis plays a dual role as a primary sex organ and it also acts as an endocrine gland. The testis is made up of seminiferous tubules and stromal or the interstitial tissues. The interstitial cells are otherwise called the Leydig cells. And these cells are present in the intertubular spaces and produce a hormone called androgen. Testosterone is an example of a common androgen. What is the importance of androgen? Let us check. Androgen plays an important role in the regulation, development, maturation and functions of the male accessory sex organs like epididymis, vas deferens, seminal vesicles, prostate gland, urethra, etc. So, do you notice that the voice of a male will change after a particular age? What is the reason behind this? These sex hormones also stimulate the secondary sexual characteristics like the muscular growth, growth of facial and axillary hairs, aggressiveness, low pitch of the voice, etc. Androgens also play a major role in spermatogenesis, which is the process of formation of spermatozoa. Androgens also acts on the central neural system and influence the sexual behavior of males called libido. These hormones also produce a synthetic effect on protein and carbohydrate metabolism. Till now, we have discussed the male sex hormone. Then what will be the female sex hormones? Females have a pair of ovaries which are located in the abdomen. In females, the ovary is a site for the primary sex hormone that produces only one ovum during every menstrual cycle. Estrogen and progesterone are the group of steroid hormones produced by these ovaries. Recall that ovarian follicles and the stromal tissues are present in the ovary. The growing ovarian follicles secrete estrogens. After ovulation, the follicles get ruptured and converted to a structure called corpus luteum. And this corpus luteum secretes a hormone called progesterone. Let us now check the various functions or the importance of estrogen. Estrogen stimulates the growth and the activities of the female secondary sex organs. It helps in the development of growing ovarian follicles. And also it stimulates the female secondary sex characteristics like a high pitch of voice, and it is also helps in the mammary gland development. This regulates the female sexual behavior. Progesterone mainly acts during pregnancy and the postpartum, which is the period after pregnancy. Progesterone acts on the mammary glands and stimulates the formation of alveoli. Alveoli are the sac-like structures that stores milk and also helps in the milk secretion. Did you assume that some other parts of our body also secrete hormones in addition to these endocrine glands? If your assumption is yes, come, let us check some of them. The atrial wall of our heart secretes a very important peptide hormone called the atrial natriuretic factor called ANF, which plays an important role in decreasing the blood pressure. When blood pressure is increased, ANF is secreted and it causes the dilation of the blood vessels, and this decreases the blood pressure. Erythropoietin is a peptide hormone secreted by the juxtaglomerular cells of the kidney and stimulates erythropoiesis, which is the process of formation of red blood cells. Gastrin, secretin, cholecystokinin, that is CCK, and gastric inhibitory peptide, that is a GIP, are the four main peptide hormones secreted by the endocrine cells present in different parts of the gastrointestinal tract. Gastrin acts on the gastric glands and stimulates the secretion of hydrochloric acid and pepsinogen in the tract, which helps in the digestion. Secretin acts on the exocrine pancreas and stimulates the secretion of water and bicarbonate ions in the bile duct. Cholecystokinin, which is CCK, acts on both pancreas and gallbladder and stimulates the secretion of pancreatic enzymes and bile juice. The gastric inhibitory peptide, that is a GIP, name itself shows that it inhibits the gastric secretion and motility. Other than this, several other non-endocrine tissues secrete a hormone called the growth factors. These growth factors are essential for the normal growth of tissues and the tissue repair and regeneration. Till now, we have seen many glands and hormones that play a major role in our body and their effects if there is an imbalance. Do you know how these hormones do this process, that to a particular hormone has a particular function? What is the mechanism behind this? Let us find out answers to the above questions in the next video. Now, it's time to summarize what we have learned.
Manorama Horizon. Learning made simple.